When it comes to making a game, a lot of stuff gets left behind to never be seen. Things may fall through the cracks, and a lot of things made for games, or any media for that matter, can get lost and may never be seen again. Well, today we'll be discussing some things that may have been lost or may have been considered lost media within Skylanders and found later. Some of these may be well-known occurrences and others may be lesser known, but today we're looking at all the lost media I could find for Skylanders. Some of this stuff could have been discovered at one point, and some of these things may still be a mystery today, but let's get on to it. The first case we talk about today is a somewhat recent case. We're talking about Happy Birthday Ben Starcast. So in 2017, the official Skylanders Facebook uploaded this image after the Patriots Super Bowl win of a Starcast with the Patriots colors. After this was posted, most people thought that this was a Skylanders custom made by Activision or something like that, made for the Super Bowl. But then later that year, an eBay listing came out with the Starcast that said Happy Birthday Ben. Then in 2019, on the Skylanders Reddit, someone posted another picture of this weird Starcast, and again, it said Happy Birthday Ben on it. They also said in the Reddit post that it was not a custom Skylander, but a real Skylander. But with no video evidence of this Skylander actually being playable, Happy Birthday Ben Starcast would lay in obscurity. Until this year in 2021, when a video surfaced of someone having the Happy Birthday Ben Starcast and putting it onto the portal, and sure enough, it worked. However, it was not an in-game variant, but a chase variant. But this chase variant was a weird case because on the box art, all the colors of the actual variant in the figure are there. Normally chase variants box art does not look like the actual figure, but this one did, which is very weird. But that didn't matter. With new video footage out, finally, after years, the official Skylanders count went up from 603 to an even 604. If you want a more detailed video about the Happy Birthday Ben Starcast, I was just looking at Skylanders Eons video about this, which I will link in the description. But to wrap it up, this was a Skylander made for Tom Brady's son, Ben. They got a very limited amount of release and a very limited amount of figures that were made for him. But it's good to know finally, after all these years, that Happy Birthday Ben Starcast was real. It was basically almost a fact that Crypt King was the original undead giant for Skylanders Giants, and images like this really helped that case. Even when digging into the game codes of Skylanders Giants, there was files found for Chop Chop Daddy, which probably means it was a Crypt King. But for a while, even with all the files, no gameplay was ever released of him, so we didn't know what he actually looked like. Well, the way was no more, because with Dolphin Emulator, we could finally actually go into the game and see what he looked like. I present to you Chop Chop Daddy. He is very tall for a giant. Even for a giant, he is super tall. He also moves extremely slow, even for a giant as well. Although his character couldn't do that much. He can't even attack. All he can do is jump on bounce pads and move. But with this footage out, we can finally see that in the game, there was planned to be a Crypt King that was probably going to be called something else, but later got scrapped. I am very glad we got to see Crypt King later though. However, the question of if canonically Crypt King is Chop Chop's dad has actually never been answered by any employee ever. And we still don't know even to this day if canonically in the Skylanders universe Crypt King is Chop Chop's dad. If I was a betting person, I would say this isn't true, but his early concept art was him having the exact same colors as Chop Chop, so maybe he is. We'll never know probably. The original concept for Skylanders was Spyros Kingdom. I'm pretty sure you guys all know this, which would have been an RPG Spyro game where you can't play Spyro. I know, weird. But maybe what not all people know is that there was actually a game idea before this. This game idea was going to be a realistic Spyro game with blood. And this is the only screenshot that proved it exists, as well as two other game ideas, but apparently the realistic Spyro game is what got furthest into development. However, we almost know nothing about this game. No screenshots have come out about the game or anything. The only reason why we know it exists is because of employee quotes of what they said the game was somewhat like. But other than that, we have absolutely no idea what this game looked like, sounded like, or anything. People have tried to find things for this game, but there has been no luck and nothing has come out for it. We still have no idea what this game could bring. That image of a dragon and a knight on a hill is the only thing that has come out about the game that we can actually look at, and we might never see anything for the original Skylanders game. There were rumors that Fiesta and Dr. Crankcase were both going to be in the second season of Skylanders Academy, but much like the last entry, there's been no evidence of this. However, it does make sense that at least Fiesta would be in the show because Superchargers is the only game that went unrepresented in Skylanders Academy. but apparently due to budgetary reasons he was scrapped in Skylanders Academy. But this makes no sense. I get it, animation is hard to make, but Activision is a multi-billion-dollar business, so why they couldn't add them, I have no idea why. Now, I'm not sure how the rumor that Fiesta was going to be an Academy actually came out. I'm guessing it was an Activision or Blizzard employee that said it on the internet. I'm not that sure though. Even with that, no evidence of Fiesta and Dr. Crankcase in Academy have come out. Not even concept art of them. So this could be a complete lie too, but we really have no idea. If anyone has anything to prove that Fiesta was going to be an Academy, I would love to know. The fact that the Legend of Spyro series failed is what led to the creation of Skylanders. Even with this massive failure, there was still talks of making a Legend of Spyro movie. This would have been called The Legend of Spyro 3D. It actually got somewhat into production, I've heard. We even know the director and all the production companies. However, nothing has come out about the existence of this besides people saying it existed and this cover. Nothing else has ever come out about the existence of the movie. So now the entirety of what was made for The Legend of Spyro 3D is now lost unless someone who worked on the project has something of it. I bet people have tried to find more screenshots and stuff of that, but only things that we've ever seen about that is quotes from people who actually worked on the film. And the only image that has ever come out about that movie, like I just said, is that cover art, which is very weird to me because you would have thought something for it would have come out, but no, that is the only thing that has ever come out about The Legend of Spyro 3D. Right here, I just want to bunch a lot of things in. There are so many pictures of early concept Skylanders that we know nothing about. If you look up Skylanders concepts or even watch my scrap video, there are a lot of Skylanders that have one picture and then that's it. We never see them again. But we know that these concepts existed, but still to this day have no idea what happened to them. Usually it's just a pretty bad image of a concept Skylander and boom, it gets lost and most likely we'll never see what happened to these guys. I would love to see more of them though because I would really like to know what happened to them. There are so many concept art Skylanders that we've seen and that are lost now and have nothing to them and it's really weird. I would really like to see more of these, but we can't really see any more of these unless someone who works for Toys R Bob has them, but there are so many lost Skylanders. And speaking of which, let's talk about a Lost Skylanders game, aka Skylanders Shapeshifters, which was an early Swap Force concept. The only thing that has ever been seen from the Lost game is a couple of concept Skylanders. Besides that, that is it. I bet people have dug to try to find more stuff within the files of Swap Force, but nothing has been found. It is just so interesting to me because we know that the game got at least pretty far into development because they actually made figures for it. We've even seen the figures for it, but outside of that, nothing else. Well, actually there's one more. On YouTube there's a poorly rendered video of someone looking at an image that says Skylanders Shapeshifters, but this could be easily faked. There is an entire early concept of Swap Force and no one knows anything about it besides some Vicarious Visions employees probably. Because it is a fact that it got a decent amount of stuff made for it before it was ultimately canned. That is just so interesting to me. Let's get into one of the most popular and mysterious cases of lost media within Skylanders. I am of course talking about Heartbreaker Buckshot. Though I might add that for a lost media case, Heartbreaker Buckshot actually has a lot of information about him, but at the same time, not a lot too. Let me explain. Heartbreaker Buckshot was an in-game variant that was going to be released sometime in February for Valentine's Day. I mean, we even got a video about him, kind of like a trailer video for him. Then February passed and nothing happened. And here we are 4 years later and still nothing. And no one is quite sure of what happened. I mean, we know it got cancelled, but no one knows why. But some employees have stated that they do have Heartbreaker Buckshots, but only employees. Even with that though, that is still weird, because usually, even though there's an employee edition, they usually have a listing on eBay. But no listing has come out for Heartbreaker Buckshot. Now, this may be a legal thing since he was never actually released, so they can't actually list him on eBay. Still, though, I would expect something for him to come out. Something to note, though, is that on the Skylanders website, Heartbreaker Buckshot was actually restored on the page in 2021. But then the Skylanders website got shut down, so there's nothing of him once again. To this day, no one knows absolutely what happened to him. And the thing is, Heartbreaker Buckshot is really the only Skylander that I think this happened to. Yeah, there are probably Skylanders that were cancelled or something, but they didn't get too far into production where they actually got a character trailer. Heartbreaker Buckshot did. And the only reason we know why he exists is because we've seen the trailer for him, and even if you don't count that, we actually know that he existed because in a Toys for Bob video, he's in the background with some other Skylanders. At the end of the day, Heartbreaker Buckshot is probably the weirdest case of Skylanders Los Media that we will ever get. Hopefully one day we will truly get the answer as to why he got canned, but as of right now, we still don't. Well guys, hope you guys have enjoyed this video about me looking at some weird cases of Skylanders Los Media. If you know about any other Los Media for Skylanders, please tell me in the comments, because I know I probably didn't get it all. Because Los Media is called Los Media for a reason, and like I said, when a game comes out, there's probably a lot of Los Media for it. But anyway guys, hope you guys have enjoyed this video about looking at some Skylanders Los Media, and thank you guys for watching.